What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Mark with Red Star Loft. A little something that I'm working on, as you can see here. Building some box perches, as I mentioned in my previous video. Got started on these a little bit earlier than I thought. Went to the hardware store for some other house projects that I'm working on, and I saw this 1x6 lumber. That's what I'm using, 1x6s. No, I'm sorry, 1x4. 1x4. They were on sale, $1 each. So, hard to beat, you know, being able to build box perches for 15 bucks. So I got 15 pieces and got to work a little earlier than I thought. So that's how far I've made it. I'm about to keep going, but these are 6 feet tall by 5 feet. So we're gonna have 30 perches out of these. And as you can see, each one's approximately 1 foot by 1 foot. Some are, 10.5, some are 11.5. It's not an exact science with me ever, but it ends up working out decent. As you can see on these ones, I've decided to offset them a little bit, just so it makes it much easier to screw in and to fasten than if they were lined up perfectly. I'm sure you guys have seen that on other people's channels as well. So next one that goes here is going to go same as this one, so it's going to be a little zigzaggy, but I think in the end it'll look good. So anyway, I'm going to finish this. I'll be back with you, and I'll be putting it in and installing it, so hang in there and I'll be right back. Alright, here we go, guys. We're all done. You can see it'll take a minute to get adjusted to it, because it's literally going a little jagged, but I think it looks kind of interesting. So made it much easier to screw them in and to secure them. So there we've got 30 new perches. So this was, a couple of imperfections. Again, it was a $1 wood, so kind of, you're gonna have some chips. This is obviously the better looking side. The back side has a lot more chips. I just turned them all to that side. So, but there we are. So I'm gonna go into the loft, and I have to take off all of those blue perches, and I'm going to put this up and I'll show it to you guys. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Alright guys, let's go check it out. I just installed it. Been a real nasty couple of days. It just stopped raining. It's been raining for about 36 hours non-stop, so haven't been doing too much. I've even been keeping their door closed. But as you can see, a lot of them are still out in the aviary. Birds don't love it when you're, using a drill and making noise, but it's for their own better loft. So let me get in here. I don't want to spook them anymore than I need to, but they're out there in the wind right now. Anyway, the reason why we're here today is these perches. They are up. It's kind of hard to see the full extent of them. Let me try and crouch down, because they are pretty massive, but they are up and installed. You can see a couple birds are already trying them out. The plastic ones are gone. These will be next. I did plan on getting more wood so that I can build some for this section as well, but they had limited amount of wood, and the few other pieces that I could have gotten, they were in really rough shape. They were really warped and bent. So basically I just ended up getting enough for this section, but I used these screws with the washer on them, just fastened them up into 2x4s, 3 on the top. And then what I've done, if you look, you'll see that there's a gap Basically, I wanted to give birds more room, like over there, so that they're not pushed up against the wall. They still have that couple inch gap right there, give them more room. And also when I'm scraping these, it's just so much easier to scrape and everything falls down, and then I can collect it on the bottom. So I've cut the 2x2s. You can see them here. Same material that I've used for my door frame. Basically, I've cut 4 of those 2x2s and put them in 4 places, and fastened 1 screw into the actual box perches, and then 2 screws into the wall. So plenty of screws. They're holding them nice and tight. So yeah, birds have been resting for a couple days now. Take a look at a few of them. They've been resting the last couple days. Weather has been awful. Might get them out for a fly tomorrow. I got some stuff that I gotta get done tomorrow, but I should squeeze in a flight. There's a couple of lookers. These 2 guys here, real pretty birds. The one on the right, the black and white grizzle, great flyer, real strong flyer. The one on the left, more of a pretty bird to look at than anything else. Hasn't really shown too much initiative, so we'll see how he does. He's probably one of my biggest young birds and one of the better flyers as well. But I'm gonna give him a few minutes, give them some peace, and let them get readjusted. Like I said, as much as I like building stuff for the loft, it does spook the birds, and I don't love that. But you can see some of these guys are really growing up. He's already cooing and calling. So is he, and a lot of the first round birds, about 20 or so birds. You can definitely tell who they are. They look real adult. And they're starting to behave like adult birds. This guy came through his molt and he's looking real nice finally, this red. He was looking real rough for about 10 days or so. Look at them 2 up there. He's already calling her. The one on the right is last year's hen. And yeah, they're actually from the same nest. He's got the orange band, so they're actually brother and sister. They just don't know it. These reds are real nice. I've got 2 of them that came from my dad's. I really like them too. And then the rest are hanging out as usual. So those are the last birds that I weaned down there. Let's go take a look. I did put a number of birds down on the ground. You're gonna have to excuse me, I didn't have time to clean today. Tomorrow's the cleaning day, so the nest boxes are a little dirty, but it is what it is. There's one that I put on the ground, and then the rest of them, you can see them hiding out in the back over there. I'll keep them down here on the ground for a couple of days. They kind of get their footing, don't have too much separation anxiety. They start to peck at the food, figure out how the feed works. So after a couple of days, I'll be moving them over into the other section. Those are gonna be my last eggs right there, and that's only her 2nd round, and she's due to hatch right, a couple days after May starts, May 3rd or 2nd, so somewhere around there. So everybody else, you guys can see nothing too much new. She's really hit by the molt. So is her cockbird. You can see him right there. Most of the other ones, there is feathers, they're definitely molting, but nobody looks, that pair so far has got it the roughest. So that's about all I've got for you guys. Just wanted to show you some progress with the perches. That's how they're coming along. I think they look nice. Cost me 15 bucks to build them, so hard to beat that. So until next time, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'll be back with you probably in a couple days, so take care.